In the vast universe of life on Earth, some creatures are so small that millions of them could sit comfortably on the head of a pin. Yet within this invisible world, there exists a being so extraordinary that it challenges everything we think we know about survival. This creature is the tardigrade, often called the water bear or the moss piglet. But despite its harmless appearance under the microscope, the tardigrade is one of the toughest forms of life known to science. A creature so durable, so adaptable, and so mysterious that it has pushed biologists, physicists, and even NASA scientists to rethink the limits of life itself. At first glance, a tardigrade seems almost cute. Round body, tiny legs, a slow, plump walk, and a face that looks like a miniature vacuum cleaner. But looks are deceiving, because this little micro-animal, which barely reaches half a millimeter in length, possesses superpowers that no other complex organism on our planet can match. To understand the tardigrade, we must begin where it thrives. In the thin films of moisture that coat moss, lichen, soil, and leaf litter. Anywhere water hides, tardigrades can live. From the peaks of the Himalayas to the bottom of the ocean. From your backyard garden to the frozen vacuum of space. Yes, actual outer space. Scientists discovered tardigrades in 1773. But it wasn't until the late 20th century that the world began to realize just how incredible they are. Imagine a creature that can survive temperatures close to absolute zero, where atoms hardly move. A creature that can endure boiling water, crushing pressures, deadly radiation, dehydration that would kill any other living thing, and even exposure to the vacuum of space without protection. But how does such a tiny organism achieve what seems biologically impossible? The secret lies in a remarkable survival strategy called cryptobiosis, a state where life slows down to almost nothing. When the environment becomes too harsh, too hot, too cold, too dry, tardigrades pull in their limbs, curl into a tight ball called a ton, and reduce their metabolism to 0.01% of normal. In this form, they are not dead, but not truly alive either. They exist in a kind of suspended animation, waiting patiently for conditions to improve. And when water returns, the tardigrade simply wakes up again, as if nothing happened. It can stay in this suspended state for years, even decades, depending on the species. Inside this ton form, tardigrades protect themselves with a unique sugar-like substance called trehalose, which stabilizes their cells, and with special proteins known as D-sup. Proteins, short for damage suppressor proteins. These proteins are so effective at shielding DNA from harm that scientists are studying them to see if they could one day protect human cells from radiation, even help astronauts survive long missions into deep space. But the tardigrade's abilities don't end there. Some species possess the power to withstand 1,000 times more radiation than any other animal. They can survive at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, under pressures stronger than those found in the deepest oceans. They can live without food for years by absorbing nutrients directly from their environment when conditions improve. In 2007, a group of scientists sent tardigrades into space aboard the European Space Agency's Photon M3 mission. These microscopic organisms were exposed to cosmic radiation, vacuum, and intense ultraviolet light when they returned to Earth. Many of them were not only alive, they had successfully reproduced. It was the first time in history that any animal survived the empty void of space. But why did life evolve such a creature? Why does an organism so small need abilities so extreme? The answer may lie in the ancient history of Earth. Tardigrades have been around for over 600 million years, surviving at least 5 mass extinctions. They lived through the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, the volcanic events that changed Earth's climate, and ice ages that reshaped continents. To survive such chaos, nature seems to have crafted the ultimate survivor. Yet even with all their powers, tardigrades are not invincible. They do not walk through fire or swim in lava. They cannot survive without water forever, only long enough to wait for it. Their strength is not physical force, but resilience, a resilience so perfect that it borders on the miraculous. Today, tardigrades help scientists understand the boundaries of life, what biology can endure, and what it cannot. They offer clues to how organisms might survive on other planets, or how life might exist on moons like Europa or Enceladus. They may even shape the future of medicine, genetics, and space travel. But beyond science, there is something poetic about the tardigrade. In a world filled with enormous creatures, predators, machines, and skyscrapers, the greatest survivor is a creature no larger than a grain of sand. A creature that teaches us that strength is not always loud, that survival comes not from size, but from adaptation, and that even the smallest of beings can hold the biggest secrets of life. So the next time you look at a patch of moss, a droplet of water, or the soil beneath your feet, remember that hidden within it might be an animal capable of outliving civilizations, planets, and even stars. And if the incredible journey of this microscopic survivor sparked your curiosity, and if you'd like to explore more wonders like this, strange organisms, cosmic mysteries, and the marvels of science, then I invite you to stay with us, grow with us, and join this exploration. Subscribe, not as a routine gesture, but as a step into a world where every discovery is more extraordinary than the last.